Welcome to JazzHam.com. JazzHam.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer our lowest prices anywhere online, and if you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We're greatly appreciated if you buy a watch from JazzHam.com once in a while. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the newly released models from Rolex for 2020. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 36. This is the model number 126000. We'll be going over the dial, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial, we have a very unique style dial. This is called the Turquoise Dial dial. These 36 perpetuals that just came out from Rolex all have unique style dial colors, as the previous predecessors, the 39mm versions used to come in various dial colors as well that were out of the norm from typical Rolex dials. But I think that for the 2020 year that these came out, we'll have other videos on the other colors as well. These colors actually stand out much more than those the previous one that just got discontinued. Once again, that was the Oyster Perpetuals 39s. I believe that was a 116000. These now come on the 31mm, 36mm, and a 41mm now, and with these unique dial colors. So the other dial colors you can buy this watch in is, if you're not interested in this turquoise, you can also get it in a yellow dial, a green dial, also pink, and of course a standard blue dial as well, or a standard black dial rather as well. This would be the sort of blue dial replacement, this sort of turquoise coloring. These aren't sunburst dials, so there's no sort of reflection of the light. It's just a nice matte coloration of that singular color, but it looks absolutely gorgeous, with accents of course from the hour markers themselves being luminous filled with a highly legible chroma light display, and it's going to have a long-lasting blue luminescence, which I'll show you here in a second, but I do just want to talk about it really quickly here. So we have index hour markers, once again luminous filled, hour and minute hand luminous filled as well. They're all that's all fashioned in 18 karat white gold to prevent any tarnishing. We have the Rolex crown logo at the 12 o'clock position. As it's standard for Oyster Perpetual, there's no date window here at the 3 o'clock position. Instead, we have a double index accented for the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock position for the landmarking of the dial, making it easier to read the time at a glance. Now let me actually show you how the luminosity looks. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off my light here. It's going to be a bit dark. I'm going to shine that. And there we are. You can see very beautiful blue luminosity. You can see that it glows very brightly. And one thing I do like about these watches when it comes to the luminosity, it actually reflects off the rehaut of the watch. It's a rehaut of the watch itself, so it adds a nice little depth to the face of the watch. But as you can see, even at a glance, it's very quick. You can very quickly and easily read the face of the watch during the day, even at night. So that's all I have to say about the luminosity. I'm going to give you a quick zoom in just so you can take a look at the text on the watch itself. You can see very beautiful matte coloration. The Rolex Oyster Perpetual name at the 12 o'clock position right underneath that crown, that Rolex crown. The bottom text here, the superlative chronometer officially certified, stating that this watch is within Swiss specs, as Rolex does do double testing on their movements to ensure that's within Swiss specs or even better. And that's I'll talk about later in the movement. But besides that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the bezel now. Bezel, still a nice domed smooth bezel. You can see nicely high polish to bring a nice shine to the face of the watch, sort of giving it like a sort of window of shine around to make the dial even more interesting, from the turquoise coloration to the shine of the bezel to sort of accent it. Moving on to the case now. The case, as the name states, Oyster Perpetual 36, is a 36mm size case. So from an index finger to my thumb here, that's 36mm in diameter. Side profile view of the watch, you can see it doesn't actually have too large of a profile. Will fit in little suit cuts, dress cuts very nicely. Also, of course, once again, high polish, matching with a high polish on the bezel as well from this nice side view. At the 3 o'clock position view, where the crown is located, you can see, once again, nice high polish throughout the watch. Once more on the case, side of the case, to the bracelet, and on the crown itself, You can see the Rolex crown logo with a sort of underlining line underneath that crown logo. This watch, as we move on to the crown functions now, this watch is a screw down crown. It's a twin lock double waterproofness system, which we're going to unwind the watch counterclockwise as shown. And then the standard position is where you can actually wind the watch from a dead stop. About 15 to 20 winds is all you need to get the watch started from a dead stop. Pulling the crown out to the next position will, pulling the crown out to the next position will only the only other position, as this doesn't have a date window. You'll only have the functions of winding the watch and then moving of the hands bi-directionally to set the time however you like. Also, when in this final position, the second hand is stopped. I can actually show you how that looks again. So I'm going to start that. I'm going to pull that out again. So easy adjustment of the second hand to stop it precisely, so you can set it down to the exact time, such as to an atomic clock online. And then we're going to go ahead and press that crown back in to start the seconds. And always make sure with any Rolex watch you screw the crown in tight against the case, as you want to keep the watch water resistance. For this water resistance of the watch, we're looking at 100 meters or 330 feet. Moving on to the bracelet now, we have a sporty style bracelet, which is the Oyster style bracelet. We have of course, 3-piece links, all nicely brushed finish, tapering from the first link down back to the back to keep a proportional view to the clasp, and onto the other side of the bracelet as well. You can see this sort of tapering once again to keep a proportional view from the back view and on the front view as well. Once again, I'll pull that a little bit back so you can see the initial links from that tapering. As you can see, it keeps our watch nice and in proportion. For the clasp itself, it's just a simple folding oyster clasp. Is located here with the Rolex name embossed onto the clasp itself. We're going to open it up by pulling that folding clasp, and there it is, the nicely high polished clasp blades with a Rolex name embossed onto the clasp blade itself, which I'll zoom in just a little so you can take a look at. And there we are. You can see how beautiful that looks. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the movement. Movement is just housed in this oyster case backing. Nice and finish on the back case backing itself, and then bordering high polish. The movement itself has been updated from the previous model's movement. Typically for Rolex movements on watches with no dates on them, such as the Submariner no date, it would be running I believe the 3130 movement. So Rolex has been trying to update the movements on all of their watches, as the 3130 movements, the 3135s and such have been, they've been going on for about 3 decades or so. Rather been used for 3 decades or so. So the newer style movements, say 3230, the 3135s, and 3255s and such, they've been introduced in 2015 with a few different adjustments on the movement itself, as Rolex is trying to move to more in-house made parts. And of course, just in general improvements. So this is still a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement, caliber 3230 movement, with the precision of -2 + 2 seconds a day. As I mentioned before, with the text at the 6 o'clock position you see here, that Rolex tries to do a double testing to keep their watch within better specs than the Swiss specs, as typical Swiss, I believe the passing for Swiss specs is -4 + 6 seconds, meaning that your watch can be running 4 seconds slower or so within 6 seconds faster. So Rolex tries to up the bar and make it only -2 + 2 seconds a day, trying to keep that function as best as it can, as low as possible. For the movement, the hairspring is still a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, so it aids in resistance against magnetism, but we have an updated escapement called the Chronergy escapement. That escapement wheel is a skeletonized escapement wheel made out of a nickel phosphorus, which pairs with that hairspring in order to aid against magnetism, as that could cause your watch to run much faster. Not only that, the skeletonization of that escapement wheel helps with energy efficiency as well, so we're looking at an updated power reserve from 48 hours from the previous model, the 3130 movement, and just a previous model from the 39mm Oyster Perpetual, to a 70-hour power reserve now. So we're looking at, if you were to put this watch down on a Friday evening, you'll pick it back up on a Sunday evening, and you'll be keeping time just fine. And lastly, the only other thing that was changed, I believe they switched to the Paraflex shock absorbers as well, which the industry standard was the KIF shock absorbers, but Rolex likes to do more in-house made parts, so they made their own in-house shock absorbers called the Paraflex shock absorbers, which they claim absorbs 50% more shocks than the industry standard. So now I'm going to go ahead and try this watch on my wrist. So we're going to locate that folding oyster, slide that on in, and there we are. You can see, absolutely beautiful dial. It's just an absolutely unique style dial. I love this color that Rolex puts out, and hopefully you'll check out our other videos as well for the other dial colors that we have for this specific watch, as this color is so unique, and the other colors are very unique as well. And these are very, very eye-catching, very, very appealing, and like I said, released this year. You can see once again the profile in summary, profile not too high. Beautiful brushing of the links from the Oyster Bracelet, easy to use clasp, and of course beautiful dial. So if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website at jazztime.com, with the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you like our video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.